Right now, though, today marks 38 years since the largest mass terrorist attack in Canadian history. The Air India bombings left hundreds dead, most of them Canadians. A memorial for them is set to get underway shortly at Sepperley Park. Paul Johnson joins us from there right now. And Paul, despite the enormity of this crime, it seems few Canadians really know about it.
It's a good question. This event is going to be getting underway here shortly. This is one of many events, no doubt, taking place across Canada and around the world. But even as organized events like this are happening, some are raising questions about whether Canadians have really given this tragedy its due.
Large rectangular object appeared to be of a pyramid shape floating in the water over there.
Well, it's inconceivable that anyone connected to those who died in Canada's worst terror attack could have forgotten about Air India. It's reasonable to expect that given the scale of the tragedy, most Canadians would know something about it. Or is it?
I wonder how many Canadians actually know why we commemorate the National Day for Victims of Terrorism.
The Angus Reid Institute's Shachi Curl wanted to test her hunch with some research. What she found appears to be a troubling statement about our collective memory, possibly our education system as well.
Nearly 3 in 10 Canadians say they have never heard of the Air India tragedy. That 60% between the ages of 18 and 34 say they've never heard of it. And only 20% are actually able to correctly identify that event as the deadliest terror attack on Canadian citizens in our history.
Even more disappointing, only 20% could identify the Air India bombing as by far Canada's deadliest terror attack. Our informal poll of Vancouverites Friday appeared to back up Curl's numbers. Can anybody tell me what the Air India bombing was?
Nope.
No clue.
No.
Do you know what the Air India bombing was?
No, we don't have any idea about that.
I just saw a video about it.
This man was the best informed person we spoke with, but his knowledge came courtesy of YouTube, not from school. And it would appear it's not just Canadian classrooms that are deficient. Did you ever learn about that in school?
No.
Where did you go to school?
India.
The book is called Remembering Air India, The Art of Public Mourning.
Amber Dean is a professor at McMaster University who worked on a book project about how Air India has been remembered. She has this theory.
Deeper question is who is widely imagined as a Canadian citizen? And the first person that's generally imagined as a Canadian citizen is not someone of South Asian heritage, which is what family members have said over and over again. And so I think that's a really significant issue and why this hasn't been remembered as a Canadian tragedy.
So I was chatting with Health Minister Adrian Dix just a while ago. He's going to be one of the speakers here. His family actually has a personal connection to the tragedy, and we were talking about the many different dimensions of this that make this so terrible, among them the fact that no one was ever brought to justice, but also a forgotten fact also that there were dozens of children on this plane when it went down because of a bomb. If you haven't been down to Sepperley Park ever to see this, I would recommend it. This is actually quite a moving memorial. You can see the names of all of the victims inscribed in the stones behind me here, and you don't have to be part of any kind of an organized event. We were down here before people got here, and I was setting up and looking how we would set up our shot, and one single family came up very quietly. No one was here. They had one flower. They put it in the wall. It was quite moving.
No doubt, a very important part of BC's history. Thanks very much for that, Paul.